Hi, this is Ian Magaha, and we are looking at problem set 3, problem number 4. So for this problem, we are actually making the hangman game. So we're going to do that in our function called hangman. We're going to input a singular string called secret word, which is going to be the secret word that we're trying to guess. So how hangman works is it's an interactive game where there's a secret word that we're trying to guess, and the user is going to guess one letter at a time in order to try to find the correct word in 8 guesses. So specifically, this function we want to, at the start of the game, we want to let the user know how many letters the secret words contain. We want to ask the user to supply one letter per round, and we want to give the user immediate feedback after each guess whether their guess was correct or incorrect. And after each round, we also want to display to the user what the partially guessed word is so far and what letters they have left that they haven't guessed yet. And I also like telling the user how many guesses they have left, so we are also going to do that. So before starting anything, we want to initialize our guess amount. And for this problem, it's going to be 8 times. They get 8 times the guess. If they guess correctly, then it doesn't subtract any guesses from them. But if they guess incorrectly, then it does subtract one. And then we also want a list of all the letters that the user has guessed so far. So that's going to be our guessed word. So we, to begin, we, like the problem description says, hold on, sorry, one second. Like the problem description says, we want to, oh, sorry, hold on. Seems to, there we go. Okay. I don't know how that happened, but there was a little bit of a indentation and spacing issue that happened on accident there. Anyway, so as the problem description told us, we want to let the user know how many letters are in the secret word before doing anything. So we are going to go ahead and print that the secret word has the length of the secret word, letters. Then we're going to want a while loop. So while our user still has guesses, we want to keep looping. But when they yeah, so we'll eventually get there when they don't have guess amounts, but initially for the while loop, as long as our user has guess amounts, we want to keep looping through it. So every time we go through a loop, we're going to want to print that the secret word is, and then we're going to do our get guessed word function. This is going to print out um, the secret word and everything they've guessed so far. So if they haven't guessed anything, it's just going to be the length of the secret word, that many underscores. And if they have guessed something, let's say our secret word is apple and you've guessed an A, it's going to be, you're going to have an A in the beginning and then a bunch of underscores afterwards. So that we want to do that every time we go through that while loop. And then every single time that we go through the while loop, I mean basically every single round of guessing, we also want to tell them what available letters they have. So we print out letters available are, and then we do our get available letters function because that's just gonna return and print out the available letters that they have. And then we want to, you know, inquire the user to make a guess. So we have that our guess is going to be equal to, the user input where we ask them to guess a letter. Or in my case, where I'm shouting at them with an exclamation mark, guess a letter now. And also, you might see that I have a lower function right here in order to make sure that no matter if they're guessing a lowercase or uppercase, add that dot lowercase because all the letters that we're checking are going to be lettercase or lowercase, excuse me. So it's just easier for every time that we have a guess to just lowercase it. So now we have some if statements. If the guess is in guess word, yeah, okay. First, we want to check if the user is guessing a letter that they've already used. So earlier in a problem, I was talking about how I do not append a letter again if it's already been guessed. So in this if statement, I want to start off by seeing if if a letter's already been guessed. So if a letter already appears in the guessed word list, then I'm just going to print out you've already guessed that letter. Try again. And then it will go through that while loop again. Now, if the guess appears in the secret word, I want to tell them you found a letter. Nice job. And then I want to append that guessed letter to the guessed word list. Um, and then just to make it a little bit cleaner, I do some dashes here to kind of separate the rounds. And then I want to print out the amount of guesses remaining for each round. Now, if the guess is not in the secret word, meaning that you guessed a letter that does not appear in the word that you're trying to guess, then we're going to say that letter you guessed is not in the secret word. And then we're going to subtract 1 from the amount of guesses that you have left. And also, you're going to append that guessed letter to the guessed word list. What guess word is just a list of what letters you've already guessed. And then, print out the dashes to make it a little bit cleaner, and then print out the guesses that they have remaining for the new round. Now, outside, or while we're in the loop, if they, so if the letters that they've already guessed match up with the secret letter or the secret word, so essentially, let's say it's apple, and they've guessed an A, a P, an L, and an E, then obviously they found the word. So we're going to call our is word guess, and if you remember, is word guess just basically has a counter called letter matches, and every time a letter matches, it increases by 1 or 2, whatever the count is in secret word for that letter. And if the letter matches the letters in the secret word, then it returns true. Nice job. You found the word. So if you found the word, obviously I want to print out, you found the word. Nice job. And then, just for satisfaction for seeing that you have guessed the word correctly, I also want to print out the guessed word. So, and then after that, obviously you've passed the game, you won the game. I want to break out of that while loop, and the function's over now. Now, if you run out of guess amounts before you find the letter or before you find the word, so if guess amount is equal to 0, you did not find the word, unfortunately, and I also want to tell them what the word was. So you did not find the word, and the word was whatever the secret word is. And we also break out of the while loop. They did not win the game. So in action, let's check it out. So first and foremost, we want to know how many letters are in the secret word. Our secret word has 7 letters. And then I also want to visually display that because I play games like Wordle and things of that nature, and I just I like seeing how many spaces I have. So we're gonna say secret word is, and then we're gonna have underscore underscore underscore, 7 underscores because we haven't guessed anything. So let's play the game. Let's do it. Let's guess a letter. So we probably want to guess all the letters that appear the most. So A. Ooh, there is no A in the secret word. So it tells us there's no A in the secret word. And then we're starting a new round. We have 7 guesses remaining. So let's go I. There is an I. All right. So we can tell that we found a letter because it tells us, oh, we found a letter. A new round begins. And you can see that we still have 7 guesses remaining. We still have 7 guesses remaining because we found a correct letter. And we're not going to be deducted. And then our secret word starts with an I. Okay. All right. O's are also very frequently used. So let's use an O. And there's an O in our secret word. All right. So S, let's try S. S was also in our word. Let's see. Let's try an E. E was also in our word. There's a lot of, typically with I's, there's a lot of N's used. Let's use an N. Okay. So we have, and as you can see, our guesses aren't going down. So every time we guess a correct letter, our guesses are going to remain the same. So now it gets a little hard, and you might be watching this video and telling me, Ian, it's so obvious what the word is, but it's not looking so obvious to me right now. So let's see. We have an I, an N, maybe a G. No, no G. Definitely not G. And a U speaking to me for some reason. I don't know. Mm, Maybe a T. No, no T. Encodes, maybe? Encode starts with an E, so it's not that. Let's try D. No, we are about to lose, boys. Okay, let's try a P. We have one. We have one guess left. So we've P is not a secret word. D is not a secret word. C is not a secret word. We are getting demolished right now. Let's try an R. I should have done R earlier. Nope. All right, no R. So R wasn't in it. We have 0 guesses remaining now, which means we lost. And it tells us you did not find the word, and the word was invokes. Kind of embarrassing on my part that I sat there and could not see that it was invokes, but is what it is. So I just realized I did not show what happens if we guess a bunch of the same letters. So let's do that. So let's come back here. A, there's no A, but let's enter a bunch of A's. So we entered a bunch. No, we didn't. We did not enter a bunch of A's. A. Yeah, okay. So sometimes if you I think I was hitting enter before I was hitting hey a couple times. If you hit an enter, it's going to just act as if you found a letter, and then it won't subtract any guesses from it. But anyway, for where we actually guessed A after we already guessed A, it says you've already guessed that letter. Try again, and then I guess it doesn't print off our guesses remaining after. I could change that if I wanted to, but I don't think it really matters because essentially we're saying that you haven't done a guess yet because you put something in that you've already guessed, so it doesn't count as a round. So guess an A, you already guessed that letter. Try again, and then here I meant to put an A again, but I just hit enter, so it said you found a letter, but you can see we still have 7 guesses remaining. So those trials of using A, it didn't deduct. So let's see, do A again. Yep, guess a letter. You guessed A. You've already guessed that letter. Try again. So let's just have a little fun. Do it again. All right. So let's say S. Nope. I. O. So we have an O. Try T. We have a T. Try E here. Okay. We have an E. A lot of times this can be R. Not R. A lot of times it's D. Okay. There we go. So shorted. No, we've already guessed S. I'll try an H though. No. Did I already guess R? I did already guess R. Let's see. It's not a double O, although at times this could be a double O, but it's not because we already guessed O. I'm gonna try to U here. Yeah, okay. This is definitely interesting. Maybe an L here. Yeah, okay. So now I just have to find the first letter. Could be blouted, declouded, deglouded, clouded. Try B. Nope, not B. I'm not gonna try C. Cloud's a little bit. We'll try Cloud. No, okay, Cloud's not it for sure. If I go 0 for 2, it's a little embarrassing. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Do I think flouted is a word? I don't think so. So I don't want to try flouted. Um, well, wait, no, flouted is a word. Could be it. Is clouded a word? This is just an interesting like combination of letters here. I don't think clouded is a word. Or is it gloat? Gloated? Clouded? Gloated? It could be gloat. I don't know if that's how you spell gloat, but it could be. This is really showing my subpar English understanding, evidently. All right, we'll let's try. It could be clouded, but it could. Let's see. All right, let's scroll down, see if we got it. We got it. It was clouded. All right, so what was important there is to demonstrate that I'm not terrible. No, I'm kidding. We got one of two, 50% win rate. Not terrible. But no, purpose there is to show that, you know, even though that we were guessing the same thing over and over again, it just tells you that you've already guessed it. It doesn't take away any guesses, and everything still works correctly with subtracting guesses and things of that nature. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next assignment.